cold outside. How cold is it going to get tonight?
I think we're going to see temperatures at freezing or below in several areas west. I think it's still going to stay above freezing for Boston. So that's the good news, especially with all this precipitation moving.
Well, let's think about the morning commute tomorrow, though, for folks who are maybe they're lucky enough to be home right now. What do the roads possibly look like tomorrow?
They're going to be wet tomorrow morning, and so we really need to keep that in mind and take it slow on the roads. You'll see outside we're dry for now, but as we look at our first alert weather headlines, we've got those changes we're tracking. We're tracking rain and snow tonight into tomorrow, then windy, cold for Friday, winds gusting to 40 miles an hour, even higher than rain showers we're tracking early next week. This is the first alert I'm talking about for tonight into tomorrow, rain and snow. But as we look ahead from west and northwest of Boston, the better chance of seeing some accumulating snow. That has not really changed in the forecast overall. This forecast here is mainly for greater Boston and for the city of Boston. You'll notice by 8 o'clock tonight, rain starts pushing through a little bit later on. That's at 11 o'clock. And then overnight, there's an opportunity into tomorrow morning that we might see a little rain snow mix for the city of Boston. Then it kind of backs off as our temperatures start rising toward the low 40s. And that's mainly going to support a cold rain for us. A look at First Alert Futurecast will show you hour by hour, mostly cloudy skies for the next couple of hours. And then as we head a bit deeper into the evening, that's closer to 8 o'clock. We start seeing showers, really snow showers from western Mass into central Mass. And there you go, by 11 o'clock tonight, we're mainly tracking rain across the area for Boston. There's that rain snow line, that pink line. It's going to wiggle and wobble a little bit as we go through the nighttime hours. And we might see a little bit of a push overnight into tomorrow morning, closer to 4 or 5 o'clock, that maybe there's a little chance closer to Boston, closer to the city, to maybe see some brief snow showers before our temperatures start to rise again and that rain snow line starts to back off a bit more, heading off to the west. Now, the case is, I think areas west of Boston, all right, west of 495, northwest, will likely have the best chance of seeing accumulating snow. Central Mass, western Mass, parts of southern New Hampshire, Manchester, they are seeing that best opportunity. This is at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're still seeing some wet weather around the area. If you're toward the Cape, South Shore, the islands, it's mainly just rain. Then as we go into the afternoon around lunchtime, there's an opportunity. There could be a few snowflakes kind of mixing around, but that's about it. Things really wrap up. And then we're just seeing some cold, breezy conditions for us. So this is how we're seeing it still right now. There's an opportunity. There could be maybe a little coating of snow toward Boston, up to an inch in a few isolated spots as you get farther outside of the city. But 1 to 3 toward Nashua, not out of the question. How about toward even Natick? You're going to be kind of on that line, I think, a little closer to a coating. But for Worcester Hills, there could be some areas closer to about 3 to 5 inches of snow. And the farther north that you go, you'll have that opportunity, especially north and west, to see more snow accumulation. So hour by hour and also zone by zone. As we look at the forecast into southern New Hampshire, some of our northeastern areas there, northwestern areas, you'll notice there could be up to 5 inches of snow in a few spots. The winds will start picking up as well. Then we head toward, you'll see for central Mass and the metro, there are going to be some areas outside of 495 that we'll see up to about 3 to 4 to 5 inches of snow, especially towards central Mass. There are going to be some slippery roads, but all that precipitation starts falling about 8 o'clock tonight. And then as we head toward the Cape and the islands, you'll notice that it's mainly going to be rain, maybe up to a ½ inch of rain. Still going to be some spots here that will be kind of a mess here because we're going to see so much rain all at once during that morning drive. And here's a look at the winds. They're really going to be picking up tomorrow, especially tomorrow evening, into our Friday. There are going to be some gusts about 35 to 40 miles an hour, but some of the models are even saying that we could have gusts up to 50 miles an hour. So we have wind advisories posted for portions of central Mass, western Mass, also for the Cape and the islands from Thursday into Friday. And I want to show you the 10-day forecast because as I'm talking about the winds, look at the temperature that we're forecasting for Friday, right at 32 degrees. So it will feel like the teens and 20s for much of the day Friday. Then we go into the weekend, dry conditions, partly sunny, 42 degrees. We have showers, rain showers in the forecast as temperatures rise up to 55 by next Tuesday, guys.
Sizzling out there.
Sizzling, that's right.
I mean,
You're going to feel warm.
break out the bathing suits, everyone. Yeah.